Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard, Cisneros, at your service. Today I will be reading the March 3rd Facebook post and making a few comments on it, and I trust that it will assist both of us on our journeys. Here we go. Letting go of a programmed self. Today, when the ego's programming wants us to critique others or ourselves, let us instead be grateful and remember what a wonderful growth opportunity such moment offers. Our programmed self critiques not because it's bad or evil, but simply out of habit. Today, let us use this opportunity to practice consciously stopping and letting go of hurtful habits that no longer serve us. When doubt and worry begin to consume us, again, let us consciously be grateful and remember that this is simply a hurtful habit, that this is not the thinking of our truest self, but of our programmed self. Today, when hurtful habits pop up, instead of judging others and ourselves, we remember, I no longer desire to support the ego's programming as a solution to my confusion. I thank every one of these moments for gifting me the opportunity to remember my truth and release the illusions that I hold of myself and others. The programmed self is any part of ourselves that is not connected to our true essence. Our true essence is love, because God is love, and love is all, and God is all, and therefore we are love and only love. That is our true essence. Now we have been born into this world of duality, into this world where the ego is king, to remember that such illusions as the ego's tools are not real. Such things as judgment, anger, resentment, jealousy, hatred. All those things are in truth not real. Yet in the ego's fairy tale, they are real. They are part of the ego's thought system. And we become part of this thought system because we are born into it and we're taught from it. And so we are programmed to support it as real. But little by little, as we start to awaken and start to remember who in truth we are, we realize how all of the ego's tools are indeed only real as long as we support them. Once we start supporting them, they fade into the nothingness from which they came. Let's take, for example, forgiveness. Many people believe that you can't forgive certain things in life or certain people. But most of us have seen stories or read stories of mothers who forgave their child's murderer. And they did so simply to free themselves from the burden of judgment. And so if such an example can be served to us as a reminder of what is truly true and what is truly false, then we must start to realize that maybe forgiveness is really all there is. The judgment is only kept alive by our programmed self, that it is not really real, that it only seems real until we stop its support. And so if there's a part of our lives where we're not using forgiveness, let us not condemn ourselves for that, because the programmed self will love for us to criticize and judge our brothers and sisters. Because as we've mentioned in previous videos, judgment is the ego's fuel. Judgment separates us from our brothers and sisters. And it makes us believe that what we do to them does not affect us. And that is simply a lie of the ego, an illusion that we have been taught over and over again that we now think is true, yet it is not. We cannot carry judgment, anger, resentment forever. It just burdens us. And the more we choose judgment, anger, resentment over forgiveness, the more we will realize its weight, judgment's weight. And so let us not judge ourselves for being judgmental, angry, or sinful, for that is one of the ego's tricks. It wants us to judge be angry and resentful, and then it wants us to feel bad for doing that. And so we're not going to play that game today. We're simply going to feel when we're being angry, resentful, and jealous or whatever. When we're using the ego's tools, we're going to feel them and see how they actually feel to us. Do they really feel as a part of our true essence? Do they really feel aligned with the truth in us, with our eternal essence, with the love that we truly are? If it does feel aligned, then you will feel peace. And if it does not feel aligned, then you won't feel peace. Now, there are sometimes many steps to forgiveness. Although all those steps are illusionary, sometimes we need them to get to the door where forgiveness is. And so we do not need to judge ourselves for little by little forgiving somebody or taking our time to forgive them. That is simply a part of our journey, and our journey is sacred. We have been gifted by God, by love, free will. Free will is an essence, is a part of love. Just as peace, kindness, generosity, compassion, forgiveness. Just as all those are expressions of love. And so, let us not judge ourselves for not being forgiving right away. Let us not use the ego's programming. Let us simply forgive in our own way, at our own time, and understand that our journey is indeed sacred. And let us, instead of judging ourselves for using the ego's tools, let us start to offer them gratitude. We feel when we're using the ego's tools, we feel how we're feeling. We start to feel that it's not quite aligned with us. And then instead of judging ourselves for playing the ego's game through our programmed self, we start to offer gratitude to those illusions because they're showing us what parts of us are not real, but we are supporting as real. And so let us not judge our programmed selves. Let us not judge ourselves as weak if we are experiencing some of the ego's tools, such as worry and stress. Those are another tools of the ego. Those are other tools of the programmed self. Because if we can be worried and stressed, then the ego is unconsciously teaching us that we're not part of God, because God is only love. So if we're worried and stressed people, but God is only love, then we cannot be part of God. We must be separate from God. And if we're separate from God, then we must bow down to the ego and its programming. For we think that it is the only defense we have in this world of illusionary duality. And so we go back into the ego's cave when we experience such tools as worry and stress. But let us, again, just feel what worry and stress do to us. Instead of just experiencing them, let us feel what they're doing to us. And let us ask ourselves, are they really aligned with the truth in us, with our true essence, with the love that we truly are? Are they aligned with the true essence, or are they part of our programmed self? There's really only two answers to that. Either it is part of our programmed self, and we are that, and somehow we're separate from God's source, or we are part of God's source. And our true essence is love. But we're not going to judge ourselves for however long that journey takes today. And let us not judge others for that either. Because again, the ego loves separation. Let us not use separation today to fuel the ego. Instead, when our brothers or sisters are buying into judgment, criticism of self and others, into worry and stress of self or others, for others, let us not judge their journey. Let us simply align with the true essence and see that judging other people's journeys is not really a part of the true essence. It doesn't feel quite right. It doesn't seem to fit when we're judging other people's journeys. Because everybody has free will. Everybody has been gifted free will. Everybody has co-created their journey with God's source. And so their journey is as sacred to them as yours is to you. Their journey is as perfect to them as yours is to you. And so when you stop judging their journey, then you will start aligning with your true essence. And remember that nobody can really truly judge your journey. They might, within the ego's illusionary duality, within the fairy tale they believe is real, try and judge you. But because you yourself are awake, you see and remember that their judgment of you is not really real. Because either you believe in their judgment of you, or you believe that you have co-created a perfect sacred journey with Source, individualized sacred journey with Source, with God. And free will allows us that choice. And so let us not judge ourselves when we're not aligning with our Source. Let us simply feel how it feels and ask ourselves, is that really truly us, or is that some program we have accepted as real? Is that our true essence, or is that our programmed self? Is that our true self, or is that our programmed self? And when we start aligning with our programmed self, we will receive peace. And that will be one of the keys to remember and feel when you're out of alignment with your true essence, or when you're in alignment with your true essence. When you're in alignment with your true essence, you will start to have a feeling of peace, of compassion, of joy. When you're out of alignment with your true essence, you will start to have a feeling of judgment, of depression, of weight, a burden, judgment. And also, equally, when you're buying into your programmed self, you will equally have this feeling of burden, this weight over you. It would just not feel right. It will seem not to fit. And when you're letting go of your programmed self, you will receive more and more peace as you let go of your illusions, as you let go of the burden of judgment, as you trust and choose no longer to worry or stress out. And so let us simply do that today. Align with our true essence and feel what we're doing to ourselves and others, how we're thinking about ourselves and others, and ask ourselves, are we aligning with our programmed self or with our truth, or with the eternal truth within us, which is only love. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you'd be so kind as to like, comment, or share this video, it would help with the listening process, and it might help somebody find this information who might be able to use it someday. If you'd like to leave me a question or a comment, I would be delighted to try and offer a response. And if you can please subscribe to my YouTube videos, YouTube channel, Google Plus channel, Twitter, etc. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. I love you very much. And God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.